These are the players. One way to think of it is there's a Team Jocelyn and there's a Team Tedros. And Team Tedros is infiltrating Team Jocelyn. Team Jocelyn is the pop singer herself, her personal assistant Leia, and managers Chain and Destiny. Team Tedros, besides Tedros himself, is made up of a bunch of fringe characters. But I think that Chloe may turn out to be somewhat important. The neutrals are Nikki, the record executive, Xander, the creative director, and Diane, the dance coordinator. We first meet Jocelyn at a photo shoot. She's a pop singer who's on schedule to release a comeback effort. What previously sidelined her was a mental breakdown of some sort. This breakdown is the discussion amongst her team. During the photo shoot, the photo director has issues with Jocelyn exposing her breasts. Her manager, Chain, has to intervene to rectify the situation. Then, Chain is delivered a more serious issue. Seems that a photo of Jocelyn has gone viral in which she's wearing the after effects of a sexual encounter on her face. Assistant Leia gives a rundown of how it likely happened. Nikki, the executive, immediately begins thinking of how to spin the photo into a positive. Andrew, the lawyer, gets in on the probable fallout from the photo. The best that he can do is argue that it's revenge porn and have it pulled from reputable sites. However, once it's out on the internet, there's little more that he can do. The backdrop of this discussion is the rehearsal for Jocelyn's music video. She's having a hard time matching the steps of dance coordinator Diane. Team Jocelyn realizes that they can't hide the photo from Jocelyn any longer. They show it to her. It's one more strike to her already fragile mental state. To get their minds off of the scandal, Team Jocelyn go club hopping. They visit a club owned by a slimy-looking individual named Tedros. Tedros announces the presence of superstar Jocelyn on his dance floor. He makes his way over for introductions. It doesn't take too long for him to enter her space. We see that Tedros' approach was a coordinated effort. He was sending nonverbal signals to his staff the second that he spotted Jocelyn inside the club. I'm not sure whether they spiked Jocelyn's drinks, but something was up. Tedros gets Jocelyn alone. They begin to make out. Leia realizes that Jocelyn has gone missing from their group. She goes to find her, but Jocelyn does not want to be found. Isaac, a member of Team Tedros, runs interference and develops a connection with Leia. Tedros gets into Jocelyn's head and plants seeds of discontent with the direction of her music. Jocelyn ends the night with some self-gratification. The next morning, she sits down for an interview with Vanity Fair writer Talia. Talia isn't as much interested in the viral photo as she is with the mental state of Jocelyn. Here, we learn that Jocelyn recently lost her mother. Jocelyn is stuck on Tedros' advice about her music. She questions Leia about her opinion on her new music. Leia pretty much tells her what she wants to hear. Against Leia's objections, Jocelyn invites Tedros over to the house. Tedros shows up and cases the joint. He practices his hustle in the mirror. Jocelyn greets him and wants him to listen to her new music. He gives her the old, "it ain't bad, but it ain't good either" opinion. He tells her that the song needs improvements. They then settle into some sort of erotic back and forth involving ice, hoods, belts, and knives. Strange shit. End of episode. Jocelyn calls her team together for an announcement. She wants to redo her first release for the album. Nikki is a hard no for this. They're too far into the process to start over. She lays down the law to Jocelyn and tells her to do what she's told. Chain explains to Jocelyn that this ain't a democracy, it's a business. Play your role, player. Jocelyn finally gets Tedros on the phone and tells him about how the meeting went down. While Tedros is on the phone working Jocelyn, Isaac is on a different phone working Leia. The con is being ran in stereo. Jocelyn gets to the video shoot and it's not what she expected. She's so into her own head that she can't perform. It seems that she's more interested in directing than performing. This does not go over well with the actual video director. She's fucking up the performance so bad that the record executive Nikki is considering using the dance coordinator as the lead in the video. Chang tells Jocelyn that she needs to pull it together and give the label what they want. Destiny brings information about Tedros to Chang. He's a nightclub owner, owes a lot of people money. He's from Hawaii. He disappeared and then popped up in Cali. Leia does not have much to add. The director informs Chang that they had to airbrush cuts on Jocelyn's thighs. I guess that she was replaying Tedros' ice in a glass abduction and perhaps broke the glass into her thigh. I don't know. Destiny gives Jocelyn a pep talk. Give them what they want and then she can go home. Meanwhile, Nikki is creating her backup plan. She's auditioning the lead dancer for Jocelyn's spot. When Jocelyn does her next take, it was exactly what the director and the label was looking for. However, due to technical difficulty, she's gonna have to do it again. This breaks Jocelyn. She starts calling for her deceased mom. Then, she takes off her shoes, and her feet look like she kicks rocks for a living. Her thighs are all bloody. Old girl is tore up from the floor up. Nikki pulls the plug on the video shooting for the day. She then tells the Vanity Fair writer that shit is about to get real interesting around there. Chang tells Jocelyn that the video has been completely canceled. She calls Tedros and wants him to come over. I guess that she wants to get choked out again. Here's an interesting thing. Tedros is having a conversation with Diane, the dance coordinator. Seems that she's on Team Tedros, and maybe this whole thing is some sort of setup. Team Tedros shows up to Jocelyn's. Introductions are made. Leia realizes that Tedros and Isaac are in the same circle. She's beginning to put two and two together. Maybe these encounters weren't accidental. Chloe runs around Jocelyn's house, butt-ass naked, and makes herself comfortable. More sex stuff from Tedros and Jocelyn. Chloe watches them from the bedroom closet. Actually, after a while, Tedros was just watching too. And Leia, she's getting drilled downstairs. Tedros devises a plan where Jocelyn and himself will give the label 3 new songs to win them over. But this will require that he move in with her. She agrees. Jocelyn appreciates the piano stylings coming from downstairs. It's Chloe on the keys. She begins to sing. Isaac joins in, and then Jocelyn joins in. It's like a Manson family sing-along. Leia is not amused with this crazy shit. End of episode. Tedros and Jocelyn are out in the public. He's taking her shopping. He ain't paying for shit. He's just taking her to shop. Leia reaches out to manager Chang and gives him the deal on Tedros' growing influence over Jocelyn. He's changing her schedule, firing staff members, even slapping the shit out of staff members. Chang awaits Jocelyn and Tedros. They arrive and have a sit-down. Chang hears out Tedros' plan for Jocelyn. He digests Tedros' 3-song request without batting an eye. On his way out, Chang tells Leia that he loves the guy. But in reality, he and Destiny know that Tedros is trouble. Back in the real world, seems that Nikki has completely replaced Jocelyn with Diane. Jocelyn is falling deeper and deeper into the Tedros family. She's opening up to Chloe. Tedros tells creative director Xander that he doesn't like Jocelyn's creative direction. Dude tells him that he has his own ideas for Jocelyn, but whatever the label wants, the label gets. Meanwhile, the Tedros family is having a butterfly effect discussion that's about as shallow as you'd expect. There's a house dinner. Jocelyn shares her appreciation for her new family. Tedros brings up his discussion with Xander about Jocelyn's creative direction. Tedros goads Xander into sharing his idea that the viral cum shot photo should be Jocelyn's album cover. Leia comes straight out with her objections, and Jocelyn agrees. But slowly, Tedros gets her to see things his way. He tells her that she's stuck because she's worried about what others think. Then Tedros pushes Jocelyn into the mom conversation. Jocelyn tells of the abuse that her mother administered to get her to perform. She specifically mentions getting savagely beaten with a hairbrush. Tedros asks her to consider whether it was worth it, if in the end she got what she wanted. And just like that, Leia is out of there. Tedros makes Jocelyn get the hairbrush. We then get scenes of him doing some painful shit to her. But whatever he did, seems like she got a good night of sleep. That morning, like a broken dog that's been beat too much, she thanks him for the breakthrough. I was so happy when episode 3 was over because it meant my commitment to watching this show was over. It's not a good show. I don't know. The erotic stuff didn't work for me. I'm convinced that the dialogue was written by a bunch of teenage boys. If I have to say something positive, well, if you like cheap nudity, I guess there's that. Also, the possibility that this show could go any direction is a thing. If you told me that a spaceship landed in episode 6, I wouldn't even be that surprised. It's a hard no. I'm out.